no matter where you are in the world. Welcome to our very first live stream from the new office.
Jenna, come on, let's say hi. Let's say hi.
We even got a little star back in the background.
Yeah, hi. Let's see if I see Papa.
Not sure if there's anyone here yet. Can you turn on the lights on this side? I'll get it.
I'll get it. I'll get it.
Hey there.
What's that?
No, turn them on. Turn these ones on. There you go.
There's more?
That's good. Yeah, turn those ones off. There you go. Yeah, with getting viewers from two different continents, it's sometimes a challenge to figure out which one to go with. So I just try to cover all three bases. Hey, I can hear me in the background. Somebody's helping me with the audio checks.
Hi, Nana. Let's see. Let's join the. Say hi to everyone. Say hi.
Philippine experience that you just got into Cebu as an unvaccinated. So there's hope for us on clean. Hey here. Can you say hi?
Say hi. You see yourself in there? You see yourself in there? Yeah. Okay.
she often likes to
See herself.
see herself in that.
Oh, okay.
That you did make comment that there was a gentleman you met going that he actually had an issue. Yeah, trying to hide my junk stuff. That, like I said, we're just moving in. Chana got a hello from John.
Hi, Tito John.
That so it's not without hitch, but as long as you have all your ducks in a row, it can be done without a problem. January, February, we're tentatively planning on going back, subject to a lot of potential change. That is definitely very, very lightly penciled in at this point. But in case everybody's wondering where we've been, well, we've been here. That Cindy got a job that is 100% remote. And so we talked about it and we said to heck with it. Let's get an office for you. And yesterday we actually had the internet hooked up. So it's got its own dedicated internet connection, as well as the Wi-Fi connection that we're on. And for the meantime, she comes out here and her commute is from our back porch to the front door here. Not even a 50-foot commute. The job's not everything she was hoping it was going to be at this point, but it's everything that's needed and then some. And the biggest advantage is this way, she gets to see Chana all day, every day. And the big advantage of her being out here is we tried it the first couple months in her working out of our bedroom in the house. And that was kind of a little bit of an unprofessional experience. But it also had a problem of when Chana started getting antsy or tired or fussy, that created a problem. And this way, that she's removed from it, she can have her peace and quiet. She can come out and do whatever needs to be done for as long as it needs to be done. So, Mr. John, how is the weather in Cebu? Hey, Greg, did you get the storm that rolled through last night too? Because our backyard was kind of like flooded and all kinds of nasties. Now, do you have a balcony or anything you can like get outside to the weather? Hey, Mr. David, how you doing today?
Did you say hide?
That's part of what I was going to try and talk about today. We have a guest star today. That life is finally getting back settled a little bit more. I am going to start doing the Wednesday night live streams in here. Sometimes with Chana and Cindy, sometimes just by myself. But we will get back to doing Chica Chicas on Monday, starting Monday. And Fridays we will post a video of some kind. We've already got a couple ideas for not marriage advice, but just what works for us. You know, what's worked for us for trying to blend the two cultures and backgrounds in. We try to go out for a long drive on a weekend on Saturday morning, just R&R, just rest and recuperation. We plan on going to Musical Instrument Museum here, not this weekend, but next weekend, and we'll try and do a video out of there. Hey, Greg, have you ever been to that museum, the Musical Instrument Museum? You're up here in Phoenix? Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I'm going back and read the comment real quick. That you kind of had a Philippine experience. You had a brownout for a couple hours. Cindy, she stopped. She was using her sweater to sweep the floor.
Yeah. Oh, I'm going still because there's still a lot of.
Gotta love the Filipinos.
I did have broom here, so Chana's plates need to be clean, super clean.
But we will start getting back into doing videos on a lot more regular basis. And as life mellows out and gets to some kind of normal, what we're gonna do more. So how's life back in the States compared to the Philippines? First and foremost, expensive. When we got back, one of the first things we wound up doing is we wound up buying a new car that I've done it on Facebook. Most of the guys that are Facebook friends have seen it. The Hyundai Santa Fe. It's a nice little car. It's great for a family vehicle. The exterior that we had, Cindy called it summer. It was a little bit high for her to get into and out of Wichita. And it was a 2001. It's an older vehicle, and it was starting to have some issues in it. Yeah, Cindy's over. Oh, she was doing some major scrapbooking today.
I did. See?
That's
My scrapbooking. Ta-ding! My little baby.
Cindy's baby pictures.
Oh, let's look at that.
My hot wife.
And now a chubby chick. Chana! Honey, the door.
But wow, where was I? I completely lost my train of thought. I do that a lot. Yeah, the Santa Fe. The exterior was having some front end issues too that needed to be corrected, and I didn't know how long or how expensive that was going to be. And we talked about it. She was planning on getting a hybrid job that she was going to need to commute with, that she didn't expect to find one that was entirely remote. And so we got the Santa Fe, and it's been an amazing little car. 23, 25 miles a gallon on it, even in city. So we're outstanding with that. We did take a trip about 4 hours north of here up to Pine Top Lakeside area. And on that, it got 30 miles to the gallon. So, and there's a fairly, not a terribly steep, but a steady incline going up. And then it handled it great. Like I said, it was getting 30 miles a gallon for that. So we were outstandingly happy with that. After Cindy got the job and started working from home and all that fun stuff, that we things kind of leveled out. And here a week ago, we happened to find a Nissan Frontier that I really liked. That was a 4-wheel drive, and this is the first time I've been without a pickup for a long time. And so, again, the guys that have been on Facebook, that you've seen some of those, that I'll start doing a couple of reviews on those and posting them both here in that Phil's to Phoenix Moto Vlog channel. But we're getting settled in, and it's just, it's life in the U.S. We've got a lot of things that we really enjoy, that we're very happy with. But there's a lot of things we miss that we've talked about it, and we've kind of joked about, you want to go back? You know, it's starting to open up. You know, we may have left just a hair too soon, but we did. We needed to come back and do a reset for emotions, logistics, financial. We just needed to come back and do a reset. This was a really good learning experience, and neither one of us regrets it, but both of us admit that it was time to come back to Phoenix. Does that about sum it up?
Got a ballerina here.
We got a ballerina playing on the floor. And yes, she does. She comes in and visits Mama quite a bit when Mama's working. But we're basically happy.
Of course. What question is that?
That
I will say it's sometimes things that happen, it's out of your control. 10% of it, it's out of your control. But 90% of it is how you react to the situation. So.
it is.
Yeah. Right, China? Yes, she's talking.
But yeah, Amazon's loved us.
Shh. China, come on. Wait, let's join Papa here. But Mama's a lot of scrapbooking here.
You were gone for 7 years from the Philippines? I didn't think it was quite that long. I knew it was a while because I ran across you on Facebook just about the time Cindy and I were getting together. Because you were in Argao and she was from Sabunga right there. Matter of fact, we went down to Argao quite a bit. They've got better beaches than Sabunga does. What's really messed up is the 2 years we were there.
We didn't do
The Sabunga days, Bunga days is the first weekend in August, and it never happened. The year we leave, they're having it this year again. A lot of the events are literally right behind Cindy's parents' house. That we're expecting, and at this point, these are just lightly penciled in 5-year plan type things. We're expecting to go back in the next few years. And we've kind of joked around that, with this job being entirely remote, see about what it would take to convince him to let us do a 6-month split. Live in the Philippines for 6 months and live here for 6. as the housing market did over the time we were gone, I don't think we'd ever sell this place.
She's smiling herself in the camera.
She sees herself and is smiling. She kind of likes that. I can see I need to do better lighting up here. I do need to get better lights up here.
You see herself.
When I was in the bedroom before we left, and then when I was in the office in Cebu, I had lighting that came direct at me, and I can see I need to do that. And that's part of what this is it's kind of an experiment just to see what's going on. I would love to go back for a lot of reasons right now, but we need to catch up and reassess and figure out what's going on a lot better. And be a lot better prepared this time. Probably won't go back to Cebu to live. Iloilo, Bacolod looks good. Dumaguete looks good.
We'll see. We don't know yet.
And that's kind of what we're planning on doing the next few years, is just going back and forth for visits, hopefully, a month or two at a time, and get a feel of what each of the cities looks like to live, and start looking for property at that point. But at this point, Philippines is in our future. Just how that future is going to wind up looking is majorly up in the air. She likes looking at herself.
She thinks
I
it's a
definitely
mirror.
need to get some better lighting set up in here.
She thinks it's a mirror.
Oh, she'll spend, the typical female, she'll spend an hour in front of the mirror just playing with herself and looking at her and entertaining herself.
Smiling.
Somebody's starting to yawn. Part of the reason why I did this at 5:30 to 6:30 is about 6:30. I read her a story and she starts going to bed. So
Okay, that's in her indoor voice. Jana, indoor voice.
she has definitely figured out how to scream. I'm a little concerned that there's toddlers, if they're happy, sad, scared, whatever, it comes out at this ear-piercing scream, and I can see that developing.
Clap your hands. Clap your hands. Clap your hands.
She's
Clap
watching
your
herself do
hands.
this.
Clap your hands. Okay. Clap your hands. Back. Sorry, you're entertainer. Okay, we gotta get out of here.
Oh no, you're good. It's perfectly fine, and I kind of like it that she's doing this. But
Quack, a little entertainer. And that smile.
she's doing all kinds of fun things that I started.
Easy, Papa. It's my turn to talk.
We started doing videos of her whenever she does a new food. That sadly we didn't get it on video, and this is why we started doing it. Her first experience with green beans was almost comical. She acted like she was having allergic reactions or something. That it was that horrible.
Oh, she bite Mama. She bite Mama.
And
sorry.
we didn't get it on video. We didn't expect that she'd done food and was doing really good at it. And yeah, that was a horrible reaction. That we did green beans here again last week, and this time she actually liked them. She ate them up well, and we got talking. And the food we'd been giving her up to that point was either rice cereal. Was the very first that we gave her.
Apple here.
And this was the first vegetable type that we gave her. So the first food that wasn't sweet.
Oh,
And so I think that may have been part of it.
Excuse that voice.
David, I can definitely understand that one. Because you've not only got the issue of trying to get back into the Philippines, you've also got the issue of trying to get out of New Zealand. That have they finally opened it up to where you can travel, other than to Australia? Because John just went back and he was able to get in, and he's unvaccinated. That there's been other people that are unvaxxed that have made it in, but you have to go directly into Cebu. Cebu will allow it, and you get a 5-day quarantine.
But nothing, or is there still?
If you're vaxxed, if you're vaxxed, there's no quarantine required. If you're vaxxed and boosted, you don't even have to show a negative test. Steve from This Is Our Philippines, that he just went for a month and came back. He's vaxxed but doesn't have the booster. And they did make him get a negative test to go in, but that's all he had to do is just show a negative test and a vax card. So hopefully this stuff will start opening more and more. Like I say, we've got some lightly penciled in plans of trying to go back January, February, that I've got the ACR card that I need to do an annual check-in, and I think I need to renew the ACR card this year. And if I've got to renew it, I'll ask the visa people. I can't think of JRC. I'll ask JR. Ooh, that does that. That's kind of a challenge. And John and I were talking about this earlier, that a lot of times the airlines don't really know. And that's why you've got to have your paperwork there printed out and ready to go just in case, so that they can get an understanding of what's going on. And that's just it. That and with the Philippines, well, with most countries, but the Philippines in particular, the rules change so dramatically, so rapidly, that it's kind of hard to keep up with what's going on. And that Jennifer Terry, that she does pretty good, but there's been a couple times I've noticed that her information hasn't necessarily been in line with what other governmental sources were saying. And that there's definitely been times where the guy you're standing in front of, flat out contradicts what the government's saying. When we were stuck in Manila trying to get back to Cebu, that the barangay captain, that he didn't, he wasn't going to work with the same that the IATF wanted it. And that Cindy showed him copies of the rules and all that fun stuff. So he just relented and just did with what, dealt with it. So we were able to get back. But we she was smart enough that she took a copy of the rules with him. And that by having that in front of him, he kind of hemmed and hawed about it, but he agreed to it, and set conditions what we needed to do for him to sign off. Then we got it. We managed to get it done. But if it hadn't have been for her having that piece of paper stating the rules from the IATF's website, I don't think he would have been willing to sign the paperwork we needed. When we went to the airport, one of the security guards wasn't going to let us in, and we showed him the paperwork. We showed him everything, and Cindy, got with him and kind of got after him, and he called somebody else over, whether it was a supervisor or another guard or what, I don't know, but the three of them, the two of them and Cindy, kind of started haggling it out in Tagalog, and the next thing I know, we were picking up bags and we were heading in, so that they managed to get it cleared up. But, again, Cindy had copies of everything there to show them and put on them. Getting into the Philippines, if you've got all of your ducks in a row, and David, now I know that you're vaccinated. I believe you said you were boosted even, that it shouldn't be that much of a challenge for you getting in. As long as New Zealand lets you out, that you should be able to get in. Just be a little careful on what countries you transit through, though. That's John pointed it out that we went in by way of Taipei through Eva Air, and I guess there's an issue that if you transit through Taiwan, that you may have trouble getting in. I don't know if you can transit through South Korea, because I guess there was some problems with or some garbage like that through South Korea. So that, yeah, it's a challenge to do it, but it is doable, and I'm hoping that this all starts going away more and more. Because John, unlike other people we knew, that you got a visa on arrival, even that you didn't go in with a with one of the pre-approved visas. So it can happen, but as he talked about, and I guess he just posted a video about it, that you've got to have all your ducks in a row. Maham Buntag, how are you doing? We're live from Phoenix. We're the other side of the planet. Just talking about what's been going on over here in the States, and getting the transition from the Philippines mindset back to the good old American mindset. Oh, brother. That's a challenge. Hopefully for John, that if you're coming back to the States in January, that
She rolls so fast. Oh my god.
That might be, hopefully, be better at that point. Any idea how long you plan on staying back?
1, 2.
You, David, you'd probably be better off going through Melbourne, I believe, than Korea. Like I say, South Korea, last I knew, was having some issues, and that there was something about transiting through Korea and all this other good rot. And if you do a layover in Seoul, 10-hour layover in Seoul, that may give you some problems. But what's funny is I would love to go through Seoul Airport. That before all this came down, that was one of the prime airports to go through, because it was a really nice modern airport that people didn't mind doing a 10, 11-hour layover.
She's looking at you.
Somebody's looking for some attention.
Who's looking at you? Go.
Nope. Hey, dear.
There you go.
Can you say hi? That Steve from this is our Philippines. that he went back. He went by Qatar Airways. Or no, I think he went by PAL. He went by
Wow.
PAL.
got
He went by
stranded.
PAL because he got stranded in New York City for a week. Oh, Marky, you coming back? Very cool. That you'll have to keep in touch with us when you come back. Wyoming would be a really cool. She's on my phone. That she likes watching videos on the phone. That we found some Basai and Kitty videos.
Yeah. Kitty.
That the last few times we've flown to the Philippines. We've done by Philippine Airlines. Previously, we always liked going through ANA, but ANA takes you into Manila, and the last few times that we've wanted to go direct to Cebu and have been able to do that through PAL. Whoops.
I'll grab it. Uh-oh. Sorry, Jenna. Mama need to sterilize it. Get that key off.
Uh-oh. Yeah, we've got one of those things that
Sorry. I can grab
one of the
hers.
pacifier clips that we forgot to put on that one. But
Yeah, sorry.
yeah, Korean Airlines has always been a fairly inexpensive airline. And I've known a few people that fly it just simply because of that. And that they don't mind going through that Incheon airport. We like Philippine Airlines simply because they're one of the only ones that do have I think the only one that has a nonstop flight from the U.S. to the Philippines. That they, right as all this silliness started, that they instituted a nonstop from L.A. to Cebu, and so that's what we were planning on taking. And when all this silliness started, that flight kind of got jumbled up horribly. And then for other reasons, we needed to go directly to Cebu. And that's how we discovered Eva Air, that they were able to do it. Yeah, we're kind of prejudiced. We think she's kind of cute too. Now, can she lay over, David? Can she lay over in Melbourne, or does she have to lay over in Seoul? Because, like I say, I'm thinking Melbourne would probably be the better of the two if possible. If there's not a huge price difference, I think I'd go with Melbourne. When does she plan on going back? China seems to like duck. But
What's that? She's looking at me.
So what have you thought about coming back?
Good so far. I got neighbors that keep knocking the door. Here's the door. That's why I gained so much weight. And then always have dinner to the other house of my Filipina neighbor. Well, tomorrow we'll have dinner. Saturday we got dinner. So yeah, so much fun.
A lot of our Filipino friends were really happy to see us come back. Matter of fact, it was one of them, another Phil-Am couple that picked us up from the airport. So Philippine Airlines doesn't fly into New Zealand anymore? You guys can travel freely to to Australia, though, correct? That I would check to see what the current regulations are about transiting through South Korea. I remember Jennifer Terry talking about some issues with oh oh yeah, but I remember her talking about some issues with transiting through. Do you feel better? Transiting through South Korea. she just gets so excited. 12, 22, 22, huh? And that's far enough away. It may change by quite a bit. That hey Marky, do you watch Finn Snow? He went back to Iceland with his girlfriend. He grew up in Iceland and he'd never known it. But he found out that there is a huge Filipino community in Iceland. Filipinos are stinking everywhere. I don't think we go out about every third time. She runs across Filipinos here that she's never met. That when we first got back, we were doing a walk through the neighborhood. That we really. She's trying to say you need to pay attention to me. That so Marky, when are you gonna have one of these? That
he got ready.
That
You're not watching his video. Should watch.
Mark?
Yeah.
Mark doesn't have kids.
I think it does.
But we were walking through the neighborhood and ran across some Filipinos that were walking in the neighborhood too. That right now it's 110 to 105 to 110 at this time of night.
Yeah.
Today it's actually fairly cool. It's only in the 90s.
Yep.
But there's some horrible weather out there too. That hey, they do wonders for your lifestyles, guy. That good God. That is kind of crazy expensive. Yeah, I don't. Like with anything else, and like we said, just make sure you got all your paperwork printed out and that everything's cool, and just go with it. And it worked for John getting all the way in there, whereas somebody else that didn't have everything printed out and ready and showable, they got turned away. When we went, that there were a few people that got turned away. They weren't terribly happy about letting me go. And Cindy showed them that we had, that I had an ACR card, that I was a permanent resident. They still weren't terribly happy. And then we broke out a letter from the embassy that said it's okay. Whoops. Yeah. And at that point, yeah, she likes to chew on fingers. But she's got the 4 on the bottom and she's got 2 on top, and they're about razor sharp. Yeah. So I've learned to stop letting her chew my fingers. She bites her own fingers, but realizes it hurts and doesn't bite hard. She bites other people's fingers,
and it's hard.
And she chomps down on those things. She loves my pockets.
Yeah.
Hey, do you recognize? Do you recognize this one?
Sheldo, yeah, clear. Oh, that's Johan's mom. Who is
Oh, hi.
hello.
Can you say hi?
Say hi. Say hi, Auntie.
Chana's aunt just showed up. That and that's one thing that we do plan on going back and trying to go back as frequently as we can. Most of her family, most of Chana's family is in the Philippines. That most of my family, um, that sadly my oldest brother, while I was in the Philippines, that he passed away, and most of my family. Yeah, I know it's on video, but don't tell Mama that we just picked it up off the floor.
Shh. I hear them. You're silly.
Oh, very cool. Are you bringing your wife with you? That because we got another friend of ours that he tried to bring his wife with him and wound up having some issues. That visas are a little bit harder to come by than you'd think. And getting spousal visas are a huge nightmare. She's learned how to use a straw, so anything with straws are fair game. And she kind of sees somebody sipping from a straw, and she's wondering why she's not getting any.
Yeah. What you do?
She's beating Ducky on the computer.
Oh. Let me know if you want me to grab Chana. Huh?
Oh, that's all right. That actually, I'm going to be getting off here in a little bit. I really only plan about having about a half an hour, but
Was it half an hour?
we've been doing this 42 minutes so far.
Oh. You're notorious for that one.
That's actually not the. Now, is that one way or round trip, Marky? Hey, Michael and Heidi.
Hi.
Because you don't fly from Cebu to San Francisco. You fly to Cebu to Manila. She's having fun exploring sounds. Cindy had never seen the horsey rides like this.
Yeah.
So that was a new one for her. Her parents didn't see it. Round trip, that's not bad at all. If you plan on taking your wife with you, make sure you've got visa taken care of. Visitor visa, we had another friend that they tried to get visitor visa for their wife, and found out it was like about an 18-month wait list to even get an interview to find out whether or not you were going to get one. Spousal visas are a challenge at best. Does Agnes already have a tourist visa? Because I know, like her parents, that they've got and a few other people we know, that they've got a 10-year multiple entry tourist visa. Oop.
Okay, I'll grab it.
Now you done lost it. Mama saw you on that one.
Yeah, wipe it.
Yeah, for the tourist visa, you have to have a round trip tickets. That we were talking about bringing her parents here, and this is something that's been kind of penciled in lately and erased a couple times and been penciled back in, and this one we don't know. But they do have to have a round trip to get here. Yeah, I don't think I've ever managed to get one of these even close. That get the conversations going, and it's actually kind of enjoyable doing these. I got a pack of crackers I was eating beforehand. She sees those that like I say, give yourself plenty of time to get the tourist visa in place, that it can be an unexpectedly long wait at this point. And those go through Manila, that you can't get them through the consulate even. So you're going to want to go to Manila a couple times. Papa was quick enough to catch that one.
Good job.
That when you guys come back, you'll have to let us know. We'll come out and meet you some. We'll probably meet. That if you want, we could. If you want to meet up, we'd definitely enjoy a trip out to Wyoming. But I also know that it's getting to be about 9 a.m. So people in the Philippines are going to be starting their day and getting moving. It's also getting to be about 6:30, so it's getting to be dinner time, and it's getting to be somebody's story time. Yeah, we just been overly busy. That there was a lot more work into this shed, getting the shed turned into an office. That she was trying to explain it to you. Did you get all that? That should Papa interpret for you? That yeah, she was kind of side helper. She came out and watched Papa a couple times. Whenever Mama would let me drag her out here, that and she actually seemed kind of fascinated by some of the stuff. But we've got everything in, and then like I say that we decided to up the cuteness level. How's your ribbon? I'm not sure where the ribbon ties to.
It's supposed to be here. The other one. I actually tied them.
Oh, it's a bow on her shoulder. Okay.
Yeah. See? Mama not maybe the best, but Mama's working on it. Okay.
That
Oh, see?
she is definitely growing in this one. That oh, this is a medium. I didn't realize baby clothes came in mediums. That there's a couple of 2-year outfits.
Yeah.
That she's already into. That but I'm gonna let everybody get going. Oh wow, very cool guy. So is it still a working ranch, or yeah, is it still a working ranch, or is it just land fallow at this point?
Got my scrapbook done.
That but we are going to call it a day. So from Phoenix, mabuhay.
Say Chana, mabuhay.
Say mabuhay. Have a good day, all, and thanks for joining us.
Let's go. Oh, good.